As governments strive to adapt digital advancements, integrating emerging technologies becomes paramount, particularly for the future of contracting. It's crucial to effectively manage, analyze, and derive insights from their contracts to ensure compliance, mitigate risks, and unlock new avenues for growth. I'm Wyatt Cash with Scoop News Group, and joining me today is Sean Garcia, Director of Professional Services for the Public Sector at Icertis, to share his insights on the top trends influencing government contracting and how solutions like contract intelligence and management are revolutionizing the landscape. Sean, thank you so much for joining us. And let me start by asking, what do you see as the top trends now influencing government contracting? And how do emerging technologies such as contract intelligence and management solutions, how do they play a pivotal role in shaping the future of government contracts?
Well, hi, Wyatt. Thank you for having me. I think that some of the top trends in government contracting that I'm seeing, especially from an Icertis perspective and our contract lifecycle management solution, the first thing we're seeing is there's a new focus on generative AI technology and also its cousin, AI ethics. We're learning that it's a powerful tool, but it has some issues that has to be dealt with and dealt with in a meaningful way. So I think we'll hear more and more in the coming years about AI ethics. I think the second big trend I'm seeing is the cybersecurity compliance regimen around the use of AI. Cybersecurity compliance around government contracting is very intense. You have FedRAMP responsibilities, StateRAMP if you're doing state and local government contracting, NIST, and then the new CMMC 2.0. All of these cybersecurity regulations are intended to protect the government's interest in their data, and it's very important. With respect to cybersecurity compliance, our customers are very demanding. They do not want to have any escapes, and the government, their customer, is expecting the same. So there's a lot of attention on cybersecurity right now. The next top trend I see are integrations. And one of the key integrations that I'm starting to see is the integration between the buy and the sell side. Often in the past, solutions were either one or the other. And now we're starting to see more and more integrated solutions. Well, why is that important? In government contracting, for example, you have TINA compliance, where you have to disclose all of the subcontract quotes that you've received while the negotiation is ongoing. So having that close interrelationship between the buy and sell side is very important. The next top trend I'm seeing is the rise of enterprise CLMs with Gen AI. There are a number of competitors out there, and all of us are recognizing the requirements for Gen AI. The value is obvious and people are seeing it. And so we're having to make sure that our system not only does the classic AI and machine learning type of activities, capturing of essential data and bringing it into a business system and structured data, but you will also see the integration of Gen AI tools. And then the last trend I'm seeing, and this is a fairly new one, but it's really the promise of AI, which is how do we get to predictive analytics? When we start talking about really complex issues like probability of win in a proposal, whether or not you should do a bid, no bid, funding analyses, et cetera, these kind of predictive analytics are going to help the contracting professional make decisions about a competition.
And then, Sean, talk a little about how integrating AI and automation are really essential to streamlining the contracting process, but also towards minimizing errors and enhancing efficiency.
Well, it's a dual-edged sword. First of all, Gen AI is about to become ubiquitous. It's everywhere. And you can't read an article without having some conversation about what the future is of Gen AI. So what I see in the industry is Icertis sponsored a survey in the fourth quarter of 2023. And 85% of those respondents believe that Gen AI will predominantly be used in contracting by 2026, and it will result in better compliance outcomes. Now, 36% of those respondents are already seeing positive results and reducing labor costs in the meantime. Couple that with the fact that Forrester predicts that Gen AI budgets will triple in 2024, tells us all we need to know about being ready for the future in automation. Now, AI and ML technologies, as I mentioned earlier, will continue to be important in the future, even with the advent of Gen AI technologies. You still have a need to have structured data in large, safe repositories, and it will continue to be a threshold requirement for AI use cases. Now, with Gen AI, we'll change the way contracting professionals work and write. When I think about the way I would use Gen AI as a contracting professional, I think about RFP, contract analysis, proposal and contract authoring, risk assessments, helping me write emails and writing command media, writing reports, preparing training courses, and writing work authorization. I think the list goes on and on. So Gen AI is going to be, as I said earlier, ubiquitous, and it's going to be helping as an assistant to the contracting professional for a long time to come. Now, at Icertis, we have a co-pilot concept. We use the Microsoft Azure co-pilots, and they are by Microsoft, and we are a strong Microsoft partner. And so we have two co-pilots in production already and many more to come. One is the Interactive Insights co-pilot, and that's to capture contract attributes. Think about getting all the essential data out of a contract and into your structured data. Also, Icertis has a risk assessment co-pilot. And as you can imagine, it goes into an RFP and it finds all of the elements of the RFP that create risk for the contractor. And it highlights them and it makes the contracting professional pay attention to those items and make sure they're addressed properly. And most importantly, priced if appropriate. So we have leveraged the Microsoft Azure OpenAI Copilot technology at Icertis, and we believe our partnership with Microsoft was a stroke of genius. Our two co-founders are also Microsoft executives, former executives.
So next, I'd like to ask, how can agencies more effectively utilize solutions like contract lifecycle management software to integrate with these existing federal systems?
Well, I think that the key integrations that we see are both, but they're both upstream and downstream. But most importantly, they're on the government side. The government has made data accessible through acquisition.gov and SAM.gov. And then I'll also throw in the wide area workflow. These are three government systems that are easily integratable by contractors to get the data that the government already has and use them in their processes. Some of the other non-USG integrations that are important is obviously because we're such a Microsoft-focused company, we have the Microsoft Office. We're also able to connect with a number of ERP systems, think SAP HANA S4, Deltek CostPoint, and others. And then think about CRM systems like Salesforce.com and Microsoft Dynamics 365. Throw in electronic signature capability, and you have the beginning of an ecosphere that will work well together for contracting professionals in the future.
And then in what ways has Icertis supported government contractors in optimizing their contract management processes? So, and can you share any specific examples of challenges that they've encountered and how those solutions have helped?
Certainly, Wyatt. Well, the first one I really enjoy is the FAR and DFARS and agency provisions element. By having that integration with acquisition.gov, Icertis ingests all of those clauses and allows them to be analyzed and allows for any customer to put their kind of guidance around that clause. Always accept, always reject, etc. So that's a really exciting area. I think another area is in the CLINS and sub-CLINS and ELINS area. There's a number of government contracts that have tens of thousands of these contract line items. And the power that Icertis has is the ability to capture all of those. That's a tough use case to do, and Icertis is already helping companies with that use case. And then automation in the RFX analysis. So when you get an RFP, the essential thing is you want to get to your proposal kickoff. And so it generally, at least in my career, it would take sometimes a week to get to a proposal kickoff. You'd analyze the RFP, you'd strip it, you'd build a RAM matrix, you'd get your ground rules and assumptions together, you'd decide who's going to bid it, you'd need to schedule a kickoff meeting. That was taking a week. I believe with some of these modern systems, we can reduce that time frame down significantly for our customers and get them to proposal kickoff much earlier. So if you can imagine having an extra week on your proposal, most customers would like that. And obviously, it's going to also reduce cost if you can get your proposal done a week earlier. Then the last thing that we're working on right now, and which is really exciting, is the predictive analytics part of it. How to help the contractor understand their probability of win given that RFP. That's a really good one. And I think that predictive analytics we'll see more and more in the industry.
Well, they all sound like interesting developments, and we'll have to keep an eye on those. Sean Garcia, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to join us here and really kind of bring us up to date a little bit on advances in contract management solutions in the government market. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for the opportunity to share, Wyatt. Take care.